Hello. The purpose of this video is to explain how to start a programming matrix. So when we discussed the design process in week one, we discussed that we need to do a programming matrix to start our floor plan. And you could do a planning diagram, just like a bubble to show or the relationship of spaces. And we can't do this until we know much about the lot. Um, and after you have um, find out information about your lot, whether you can do the project on that lot, then you can now do your matrix. We must be familiar with the requirements from the client, from the project, and we discussed that. I believe it's not week one, but just last week, week two module. And we know that this is a 24-hour cafe, and there's a counter for ordering. There's going to be display shelves. There's going to be a menu on the wall. There's going to be seating with electrical outlets. Wi-Fi is readily available. We know that they wanted to attract customers from schools, so they want to open 24 hours, and they want to provide a space for people who can wants to drink coffee and study. So they wanted to provide areas that are quiet and then some areas that are for socialization. Um, the exterior, this is about the elevation now, not the plan, but they wanted an outdoor seating, and the interior should acknowledge that they are in an urban area. Okay, so and the client said that they wanted a setback about 5 to 10 feet for the outdoor cafe. The indoor cafe is about 1,800 square feet. Some clients don't know how big of a area they want for certain parts of their project or their building. And some clients do want to tell you, hey, I wanted only 100 square feet, 200 square feet, 2,000 square feet of this or whatever. So that's a client input for us. So indoor cafe is 1,800. There's a checkout and counter, and that's about 250 square feet. There's going to be some area to put your coats and umbrellas. There's an office of 200 square feet. Then the storage is 20 square feet. Restrooms, they wanted two restrooms, 50 square foot each. They wanted a maintenance closet, 35 square feet, electric closet, 75 square feet, three parking spaces, which we did on the site plan. And they wanted a trash enclosure, 12 by 8 feet inside dimension. Um, and then we consolidated that this is around 2,800 square feet, but this doesn't include in hallway. And hallways will occupy space, right? So it's definitely going to be bigger than this one. We know that this is a C2 zone, so we are allowed to have a cafe, but it says that we have to have two floors, can't have one floor. Now, the client maybe doesn't know it yet, but if you have two floors and you're open to the public, you have to plan for an elevator. So we're gonna have an elevator. We have to do research on that one. And the client is open to an outdoor balcony on the second floor. Parking is not required, but we're providing three because they wanted it, and one of them must be ADA and van accessible. Yeah, and then there's supposed to be long-term and short-term bicycle parking, which we didn't address on our site plan, but we need to like lay out the buildings first so we know where the entrance is because the bicycle should be close to the entrance, in the back or the rear where the um, workers come in, and then we cannot use 70% of our lot, and so when we do our building, we can't do 70% or make a footprint of a building that occupies 70%. Okay, so now that we have developed our lot, uh, and we've actually created a AutoCAD drawing of this lot, right? You can see this is not going to be 70% of the building right away because this is less than half of the size of the building. So visually, we know it's not 70% for sure safe. That's because this is how we planned it out this way. I didn't like it this way right now because there's no access to the trash enclosure. If I want access, then I have to clear a sort of an access way here, which pushes back this building again to a smaller area, or maybe put it a very skinny rectangular or L-shaped area. So we're not going to do that. Or we're going to just stick with this one. I did have a different floor plan, building layout where I was using a parallel parking. And so this one seems to be occupying 70% of the area. We have to do a calculation if this is how you laid it out, but I like this because there's access to a traction enclosure. There's a little space for rear access and bike parking. There's this outdoor cafe, and it's not a box building, but because of this break, it makes the building more interesting. So if you want to develop it this way, that's also fine. There is no requirement for handicap parking to be perpendicular, but it has to just meet the size and the requirement for an aisle. And City of Sacramento, if you're going to provide parallel parking on site inside your property, then it must meet a 22 feet length. So that's why these parkings are a little bit longer than your regular perpendicular parking. Yeah, you can work with this one, or we can just do the very basic layout that we have right now, which is this building. Okay. Anyway, we're going to go back into our space programming matrix, and we have to do a matrix in order to do a floor plan. Um, so we found out, I found out of this website really recently. When you follow this website, um, it it shows us a box where you can put in your list of rooms, and then it will give you a list of those rooms in a matrix. Okay, so if the button here need a sample, and you click that, and it shows you you list down all your rooms, and it'll show you a matrix here, and then you can uh, do a relationship that you want the entry foyer and living room, let's say, to have primary uh, access. If you click again, it becomes secondary. And then if you do that, that means that you don't really want access at all. So you can do it this way. So you can use this. All you have to do is list down your rooms. So basically, you're going to have a vestibule, which is like the foyer where you would have to. It's like a porch, but the porch is outside. Vestibules in the inside of the building. Okay, so you can use that website and type in vestibule. Okay, and then next one you would have the cafe area. Okay, or cafe area. So cafe, um, and you can put in a little bit of notes here by putting in square footage. So, well, we don't have square footage in that one, but we know that this one is going to be 1800 square feet. Okay. What else? So you're just gonna continue with this one, or you may write it on a piece of paper. Order and checkout counter. So checkout, order, and checkout counter, and that's just 250, I believe, 250 square feet. Okay, there you go. And then we want a manager's office. Manager's office. They wanted that one to be only 200, 200 square feet. So you're gonna go through this one, and then you're going to fill in this matrix, the vestibule, which is the entry area. Okay, let's just put that entry, and there's no size requirement for that one. It could be a big vestibule, like a 10 feet by 10 feet, which is a small bedroom, or it could be like a 4 feet by 4 feet. Although when you do have a small vestibule, when you have a crowd of people coming in and out, then in that small vestibule, they're going to like feel cramped. So you don't want walls in that vestibule. You just want an area, okay? And you wanted the vestibule to have direct access to the cafe area, so you wanted to put a dot there. And in the vestibule, you wanted direct access to the checkout counter, so you wanted to put a dot there, okay? The cafe and the checkout counter, do you want direct access? Then you do the same thing there, okay? And then, do you want the vestibule and the manager's office to have a direct access? If you put a dot there, you can click again. So do you want a secondary access, or you don't want it at all? You click that. Okay. So fill that up, and then once you have um, filled this up, okay, you can cut this out by downloading it. Download an SVG image, and then you click that, and it shows you your matrix. So I have in Windows, you have this called the snipping tool. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but on Windows, just type snip, and then a program like this will appear, and you can click on the new button, and then you can select this portion here. Okay. Well, you're gonna have more room, so you're gonna have a bigger portion, but select that, and then go to your EDT 320 Padlet, and then you're gonna click post, and then we're going to put our name, last name first, and then first name, and then we're going to like add a picture, right? Add a picture of whatever file you save. So since we have a step on this one, we wanted to save this, okay? And where we're gonna save this, I always just save temporary stuff on the desktop. Double click and then click save. And then we're going to add that on our Padlet by clicking on this one and then go to the desktop and then finding the screenshot there. And it should load here. Once you load it, you click publish, and that's what you're going to see, and that's what you're going to submit for this activity.